very shagadelic, baby. Yeah. Oh. Oops.
Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Don Chin, coming to you live from kind of a looks like it might be a nice day. I'm in Northern California, and I think it's going to be a nice day. We had a little bit of rain yesterday, and we're having a fun show today. I think this is one of my first morning shows where I've had a guest. And I've just been kind of doing these live streams for a couple weeks now, off and on, some in the morning, some in the evening. But it's a lot of fun. I've met a lot of exciting people from not just from the United States, but also from other countries, Canada and the UK and Australia. So it's very, very cool that we can network even though we're stuck at home. So yeah, basically, we're going to talk to Alejandro today, or Alex, about his comic book called Columns of Creation. And then I have I think I told people in a preview announcement and stream last night that I'm going to have an auction at the end of our show for one of our Parody Press characters, whose name is Wild Steer. And it's going to be, we're going to start the bidding at $10, and then I'll count down like from 5 at the end of the show, and whoever's the highest bidder at that time will get this. Shipping will be $5 on this. And if you're a backer to our X-FARCE Reloaded campaign, if you would like to bid on this and just have it included with your comic books when they go out, then we can do that, and then you don't have to worry about extra shipping on that. But this is a great, cool marker sketch by Delphin Barrel. It's 8.5 by 11 on, looks like on typing paper. So anyways, we'll have that drawing at the end of the show. So yeah, we can talk X-FARCE later, but I would like to just kind of get into this. I didn't get a chance to meet Alejandro in the green room. I tried, but we were there was some kind of audio mix up, but I put a link in the chat, guys. So if you want to sign up for this upcoming book, it's on Indiegogo. So you can either just go to Indiegogo and type in Columns of Creation, or you can click on the link that I posted, and it should take you right to the site, so you can be notified whenever this campaign goes live or any announcements are there. So with further ado, I'm going to invite Alex here into the stream.
Hey,
Alex,
Don.
how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good to meet you, sir.
That's great. I love. I've been a fan of yours since I've become aware, and yeah, it's a pleasure being here with you.
Thank you. What part of the UK are you in?
I live in a city called Stoke-on-Trent, so it's like close to Manchester.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'm not English. I hope you know.
I get by the name you had a more of a it sounded more like a Spanish name. Are you?
Yes, it's either of those things. I'm Italian.
Oh, you're Italian. Okay, nice.
Yes, I'm Italian. I moved here 7 years ago, and I try my hardest to sound American because I'm a big fan of the United States, and I love the way you guys speak, and that's why I speak the way.
We like the way you guys speak, so I guess we can learn from each other. Did you?
That's right.
Let me ask you something, Alex. Now you are the creator of this book, right? And
Yes.
you're the writer as well. Do you do any? Are you the writer, editor, or tell us about your team?
Yes. So I'm the writer and creator, and I guess you could say editor in chief of this comic book. My artist's name is Mattia Monaco, another Italian guy. He's actually he does a comic book for Aftershock called Knock 'Em Dead, and Yeah, so he's really talented. My colorist's name is Carlos Moreno, another amazing talented guy. And my letterer's name is Dave Lenz, and he doesn't just do lettering for me. He created the logo of this comic book. He created the Infinity Comics logo. He's doing trading cards, and I will show you the Paradox trading card, which is advertised on the pre-launch page. I will show that to you today.
Okay.
And so yeah, that's the team.
Exciting. Now, I think I saw it. When did you start your like sign up page? Because I saw it on Indiegogo. It seems like maybe a few weeks ago, and I was impressed. I mean, you see just your pre-launch page, and the artwork is like of definitely of Marvel, DC, or better quality. Is this your first comic book project?
Yes, this is the first comic book project. In general, I mean, personally, I have some stories still there.
Yeah, we're having a little bit of just a little bit of frozen. Actually, Mr. RJ in our chat says your Queen Elsa has struck again.
Did I freeze?
Is that better?
Who was frozen, me or you?
I think you are.
Who froze, me or you?
I think it was you. She says he's frozen. So I think
because you froze on my end.
Oh, gosh. Maybe maybe the internet is messing with us because they don't like what we're up to. some
yeah, maybe
somebody.
Yeah.
I think I can hear you now. So go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, I wrote some stories when I wanted to be just a book writer, and those stories will eventually be turned into comic books. But my true passion has always been comic books, and Columns of Creation is the first born comic book story and the first crowdfunding attempt. Well, yes, the first crowdfunding attempt, so yeah, it's the very first time.
Great. Well, I'm, for your first project, it is impressive looking. I saw it. I think Ethan Van Sciver actually played it on his show. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah, I think I saw him.
No way.
Like last week, he mentioned it and he showed your launch page. Did you get a lot of signups? Like
no way. I haven't checked.
Yeah,
no, I haven't checked.
I tagged him on my Twitter post about interviewing you, and I don't know whether he'll go into the chat, but he was he says this looks great. He was commenting about it with some of his guests, and for some reason I don't know how he found out about it unless he just was on Indiegogo and was impressed with it. But when you can impress someone that's as talented artistically as Ethan, you're on a good start.
Man.
But
well,
that's exciting. Let me ask you, Alex, when are you planning on going live, and what's your anticipated, like, when would you like to ideally fulfill the book?
So we're gonna take as long as possible. I know it's 6 months the pre-launch page can stay up for, so I'll try to push it as long as possible. I just launched it maybe 2-3 weeks ago. I launched the pre-launch page, so there's a lot of time up until now. Well, last time I checked, I had about 75 signups.
That's good. That's pretty good. I think I took.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, X-FARCE was our first crowdfunding book. I mean, I used to publish in the 90s the traditional way. Mm-hmm. So for the last year, I've been kind of on the sidelines watching how people do this, and it's a little intimidating, because it's a new. I bet even for you, because you're in a different country, it's probably even
tell me about it.
Weirder. But just getting all your ducks in a row, all your images, what you want to build your campaign around. And I started thinking that I was going to launch, probably I was going to launch my campaign last year and then hopefully release it before Christmas, and things got delayed. But then you get this notice when you're on Indiegogo, if you set up a campaign that, if you don't launch within like a couple of weeks, you have to start your campaign all over again. And I'm going, well, I better get on this. So
so Indiegogo notifies you?
Yeah, they said your pre-launch can only be up
good.
like a certain amount of time. So everybody said it's no big deal if you don't meet the 6 months, but it's always good to download your email list so you can use them. But I think at the end of the 6 months, we were just over like 100 signups. So for you to be your first project, that's pretty impressive just to have that many so far. So
thank you.
Why don't we take a look at your one? If you can share your screen, would you like to go to the Indiegogo page and maybe play the?
Yes. I have all the pages open. The whole shaboom.
Awesome.
By the way, before we do that, I just wanted to say I really love X-FARCE. I mean, that trailer alone is fantastic. It's really entertaining.
Thank you.
And I haven't backed it yet, but I will 100%. I will back it.
Our goal, our motto for our company is making the world laugh again, because we could definitely use that.
Yes. Oh my God, it can.
So to get that praise from somebody from the UK is a big compliment. Plus, we have Patrick Stewart in it, and he's from the UK, right? So
yes. There you
All
go.
right. So here we go. So we're gonna have Alex.
All right.
So this is here.
Right. So this is the pre-launch page. All right. And so it says, if you sign up now, you get an exclusive Paradox trading card. Paradox is the villain of this comic book. Where is it? Here's the trading card. You ready for this?
Yeah. Ooh, wow. That's pretty.
That's right.
Wow.
So I know. So you will only get this card. Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say, who does all your graphic design? Because it's like really, really professional.
Yeah. So Dave Lance, he's my letterer. He does all this kind of stuff. And but of course, this card is the result of our joining our forces, basically. Beautiful art, beautiful colors, obviously, my editing and direction, changing things here and there, one frame rather than another, font rather than another, and Dave's ability to put all of that together, it makes it work.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a Magic the Gathering type of quality.
Someone else said that.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
So I mean, that I watched your trailer last night as well. I kind of had an after stream show. I went on a show called Mr. E's show, and we had some good actors from that. So obviously, you're getting plugged in with different creators over here, and that's the thing to do, is because you kind of have to build a name for yourself, and going on stream I think is good. But so anyways, I kind of played your trailer last night to tease the crowd. Do you want to play your trailer and kind of so people can kind of see your?
I will definitely. Let me do this again. So before I play the trailer, I just wanted to say what the story is about. This is the first arc. Down to Earth is the name of the first arc, and volume 1 is volume 1 of 2. So the first arc will have 2 volumes, and in the first arc, we'll see the columns of creation, which are the elements of nature. As you can see here, they are, where is it? They are the embodiments of the elements of nature.
Did you want to share your? I don't think we're seeing it.
You're not seeing it?
Yeah, I don't. There we go.
Oh, all right, there you go. So let me go here. Cover. This is the website, columnsofcreation.com. You guys can go and see a lot of stuff there. So these are the elements of nature right here. You got earth, lightning, dark, wind, water, light, and fire. And basically, the premise of the story is that they come to live on our planet because they're tired of performing their duties in solitude for millennia. They come to live on Earth and to get to experience, things that they've never gotten to experience before. But unfortunately, they'll have to basically fight to the death to protect us against a malevolent entity, and that malevolent entity is this guy right here, Paradox, the embodiment of black holes, who has been peaceful up until now, living on Earth as well. But when something happens, he changes. And so that's the premise of the first arc. In this first volume that is being advertised on Indiegogo right here, which would be 44 pages as of right now, 44 pages, perfect bound of beauty. You will have the beginning of that story, which is them coming to our world and trying to infiltrate our society, so to speak, without being noticed. So I'm going to play the trailer now, and there you go. I'll do a voice over. It's dog time. We have been watched by the elements of nature. Well, there you have it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Really nice. When I saw that, I'm a big fan of kind of the cosmic space books that Marvel put out, like, the old Captain Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And there was a book in the 80s and 90s called The Elementals that Bill Willingham put out. So when I saw your characters, that I could tell they were kind of there's earth, wind, and fire type of I guess kind of
characters,
influence on there. I immediately gravitated to them because I like that kind of mythos of whenever it's put into a story. So are you what are your influences, Alex? I mean, for comics and
so and you actually can find this on the website too. There's a page called Inspirations. The number one influence for this comic book is actually The Sandman by Neil Gaiman. I'm a big fan of The Sandman. I love the writing. I love that vibe. And so The Sandman is a big influence on this. Power Rangers, the idea of a team up where each character is a different color, and they have different sort of animal totems, if you will. That might be something that will come into play in future volumes, maybe, or maybe not. We'll see. If people rally around this project, we get to tell that story. If not, too bad. But there was that, and also like the idea of the Avengers assembling. I like the idea of having my very own team of superhuman beings assembling to protect our world, because, and I think you'll agree on this one, I think our world needs protection more than ever. And the fact that this story is taking place in New York, and the first shot of the city it shows the Statue of Liberty, I think should speak volume, because I think maybe your country needs some love right now, especially from the inside. And I wish I was on the inside, but I'm not. So I'll give you some love from the outside. This is very much a story about hope and family, and hope for not only the characters but also mankind, to show that we're not rotten to the bone, but that there is beauty in us, and that we are not inferior even to beings such as the columns of creation, because without any powers, we were able to accomplish wonders in our very small time on this in this world. So all those themes will be something that you will find in this comic book.
That's great. We all need hope. I definitely am in agreement with that. Not just hope, but our mission is to make the world laugh again. So that's something that we're in desperate need of both hope and laughing again. So, Alejandro, did you how much of the book do you have done out of you said 44 pages?
So it's only 6 pages so far. 8. So the goal, as estimated right now, will be 15K, and 8K of that 15 is going to my team to produce this comic book. Then the rest is going to shipping and printing. I'm not even counting myself in. The most important thing for me for now is to put out this comic book and let people know that we exist and that the story exists. And then if they like it, we'll talk about maybe getting $100 for myself in the future out of that goal. But
it's right, like the publisher gets the whatever's left over if there is anything.
That's right.
I wanted to mention to you, I don't know if you're aware of this, but RJ, our friend RJ at Critical Blast, he does a show pretty much every day, and he's trying to help creators overseas cut their shipping costs. So I don't know if you've talked to him or you're aware of him.
Yes, I've talked to him. Yeah, I've talked to him. I'm still pondering. I'm still trying to understand because I'm not very good with numbers. So I'm having friends help me out with that kind of stuff. I like to direct people. I have a job, so I can afford to pay people to do the art and colors and stuff. I'm good at saying this looks good, this looks bad. But when it comes to logistics, I'm having people help me out. And so by the end of the 6 months, we will have this thing figured out for sure.
That's great. And we have someone in the chat that seems to be a fan of yours because they're singing "Ali Ali."
That's right. That's right. Although in that version, that's the Spanish version of the name.
Okay, nice.
In Lady Gaga's version, yeah.
So, what do you want to show us some of the interior pages? Because that's kind of what I thought was the.
That's right.
Very cool.
Let me do this. All right. Is he sharing the screen? All right. So let's go to the website. Where is it? I have 1 million pages open. So if you go on the website, you go on colors versus black and white. You can find the pages and click on them. So this is page 1. All right.
Do you have names for the elemental characters yet? You can tell us, or?
Oh yes. So you have 1 sec. Let me exit this. We'll come back to that in a second. So this guy right here, green big guy, is Earth. Their names are what they are because they don't have natural elemental powers. They are the elements of nature in my universe. So this one is lightning. Then you have this guy. He's the embodiment of darkness. So his name is Dark. You got water. You've got wind right here. Light right here. Embodiment of light. And fire, who is the leader of the columns of creation.
Nice.
Yeah.
So 5 characters or 6?
7.
7. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. If we don't count this guy, which is the villain.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, these are the pages. So this is page 1, which is telling the story of the beginning of life on Earth, and yeah, this is page 2. A lot of people like this page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Page 3. page
Have
4.
have your artists worked on anything in the States or that we would know, maybe overseas? Because they look like this isn't their first project.
He's just very talented. He's very talented. He's a student at a good Italian art school, but he is working on an Aftershock comic book called Knock Them Dead, which was advertised actually by the Hollywood Reporter. But I think the Hollywood Reporter and Aftershock have some kind of deal going on, which is good for them, I guess. And yeah, he's just very talented, and I hope nobody's gonna snatch him away from me, because I know just how to write for him, I think, and we can tell some beautiful stories together.
Does he?
Yeah.
Did you say he's from Italy as well?
He's Italian, yeah.
He's Italian. So how did you two meet?
So there's several groups on Facebook. So you just you go on Facebook and search for groups that connect writers, comic book writers to artists, and you start connecting with people, seeing, you post your idea, how much how much you're willing to compensate the team members, and people hopefully will rally around you, and by the end of it you'll have a team, and that's how I found every single member of my team.
So Alice, when did you start kind of getting everybody
So-
together? Last year, obviously, or was it before that?
When did I get everyone together? So I started thinking this comic book about 2 years ago, and throughout that year, I developed some ideas, did some drawing. I can draw, obviously not as good as him, but at some point, at the beginning, I thought I could put this out myself, draw it myself, and the first 60 pages of the comic book I had drawn them myself. But somebody, a comic book professional, told me that the art wasn't industry worthy, and so and I knew it. I knew in the bottom of my heart that it was right. So I started looking for somebody in around March, April of 2020. Just a couple of months after the pandemic started. And we've been working on this for a few months. They are working on other things as well. So I had them do 6 pages, because I also submitted this comic book for publishing to some publishing companies, and so the vast majority of them require 6 pages.
Okay.
So I had 6 pages made and a cover. But I always knew in the back of my mind, because I've been following, Peter Samedi, I've been following Ethan, many people in CG and INDIEGOGO and crowdfunding. I knew in the back of my mind that due to the downfall of the comic book industry, this might be our best option anyway.
Right.
And so, because you never know, you're going to get a shitty offer from a publisher. I'd rather go the crowdfunding route than be published for free by a publisher that is not going to make us do well. So all of that was going through my head, and all those 6 pages were funded by me, and not only those. Let me see. Let me share the screen again. This push share screen button is going nuts today. So on right here, let me go on my profile. On Instagram, you find me there at Alejandro_VS. Same thing on Twitter. I'm posting pictures of what will go on the trading cards, including the characters, the elements of nature. So here you've got light, and of course paradox, and dark, and lightning, wind, water, fire. And there's a few more to go, and so yeah, and so all of these art pieces, they were funded by me, and the whole thing is proving rather expensive,
It is.
because yeah, right. So when people ask me how much of this have you got ready, I would like to say we are almost done with everything. But the thing is, if I was drawing it, maybe, but because it's other people who are doing everything, I have to wait until people give me the money through the crowdfunder to pay my team to do these pages, and it won't take that long at all, because it's 44 pages. How long can that take? 3-4 months tops. So it won't be very long at all. And but yeah.
Great. I'm going to put a link to where people can reach you. I think I put a J in there before, but there's no J in your name. Is that correct?
No, there's no J.
Alejandro. Okay, let me make sure I have this on here. Is that right for your Instagram and Twitter?
That's right. Thank you. And so, what about your name, Don Chin? Is that something to do with Sicily? Because I'm Sicilian, and there's a Don in your name. So,
yeah, I was in the Chinese mafia.
Chinese? Are you half Chinese?
Actually, I thought I was full-blooded Chinese, but then my parents are both from China, and they immigrated. My dad immigrated here like in the 40s, and then my mom came in the 60s, and so I was born here in the U.S. in the early 60s. So I'm an American citizen, but my parents were both immigrants from China, and I had always assumed that I was full-blooded Chinese, but my dad was he was kind of adopted as a young child, and I had what do you call those? An ancestry, like a DNA test, where you send in your DNA and they send you back where you're most likely from. So there's a lot more kind of Malaysian. Yeah, I'm kind of a mix, but I'm a lot more Pacific Islander and kind of Malaysian-y than I thought I was. Which I don't look, a lot of people say you don't look like you're full-blooded Chinese, and I think that's kind of why, because my dad didn't really look like your traditional Chinese person. So anyways, yeah, that's kind of my background. But Don was the name they gave me. I'd have to ask my mom, what led them to call me Don, but I like it. I can't complain. So Alejandro, why did you decide are you only going to be on Indiegogo? Or are you also going to be on Kickstarter, or is it just solely Indiegogo? Oh, he's got the spinning loading buffer. Hopefully he'll come back. It's still amazing technology that we could talk and he's in a completely different country. We'll get him back, guys. He might have to come in. Oh, he says I was roboting. Are you back, Alex?
Am I back?
Yeah.
All right, good. I was trying to text you in the chat. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's me or you. Sometimes in the house, when they use the microwave, the internet stops working. It's crazy.
Okay. I've got my wife in the other room, probably watching something on a stream. So we're doing all right now. I think you're coming in loud and clear. Let's see. Anybody in the chat have questions for Alejandro? Feel free to post them, and I will relay them. So if you have any other questions about him, so you basically, why did you decide to go to England? Were you from Italy originally, or?
Yeah, so I was born in Sicily in 1995, and I moved to the UK 7 years ago when I was 18, 4 days after I turned 18. I've always been an independent individual. I don't like people telling me, as long as you live under my roof, you do what I say, you live by my rules. I've always had a bit of a rebellious spirit within me. Not rebellious, but I just, I don't want anyone to dictate how I live my life. I don't want to be I want to be the one to say what time I eat, what time I sleep, all of this stuff. That was one reason. And also the fact that there was, there isn't very many jobs in Italy, and it's been so for a long time. The Italian government, I wish I could be a patriot of my own country, but they make it very difficult, very difficult. So yeah, there's also that lack of jobs and a lot of gossiping, because I come from a small town, and a lot of gossiping. Everybody knows each other, and I've never really been into that. So I wanted to come to the big city. At that time, I was the worst kind of liberal. So and I didn't even know that I was, by the way. So I came to the big city, London, maybe second only to New York, I would say, in search for my dream. Man.
Sorry, Alex, we got a little bit of static there. Yeah, I think all we heard was you came to fulfill your dream, and then it kind of cut out. I don't know if you want to repeat.
Yeah. No, that's it. Well, basically, I came to fulfill my dream, which at that time was to be a singer, and that's it. That's sort of like the story of me coming to the United Kingdom. But I'll be honest, I do love the United Kingdom. But if I could have, I would have gone to the United States. Thing is, the United Kingdom was in the European Union. Well, it still is. I still have privileges here, and so it was more convenient, financially speaking, to move here. Even since if I want to, go home for the holidays, I can spend as low as like 150 pounds, sterling pounds. Rather than what I would have to spend if I was in the United States to go back to Italy, which would probably be like $500 or something. So that's why I came here.
Awesome.
What about you? Where are you from? Where do you live?
I live in California in the United States. I was born here. I'm in the town where I was born, which is, some people think, oh, Northern California, you must live like in San Francisco. But California is a very big state, and I'm actually about 5 hours north of San Francisco. So if you looked at a map, I'm actually kind of closer to Oregon than I am San Francisco. But it's where they filmed. You remember that scene in Return of the Jedi where they went through the forest in the speeders in Star Wars with the big redwood trees with the Ewoks? Oh, Alex, I thought he was listening intently to me. He froze just there for a minute. But do you remember that scene in Return of the Jedi?
I was listening. Yeah.
Yeah. So I live in the area where they filmed where all the big redwood trees are. Lots of trees, cool. Fresh air. I'm kind of by the coast, so we don't get the real hot weather that people kind of associate, I think, with California. Or more of kind of more of a rainy, a humid type of climate up here. But I love it. It's no traffic jams. It's my whole county is only about maybe 100,000 people, and
that's cool.
Yeah, it's a slower pace of life. I also have a second job.
I like that.
Supplements, because X-FARCE, our goal, I should have made it a little higher. I mean, honestly, our budget for this book is more like 10,000, and I basically stuck it at 2,000, about 1,700, and we just cracked. I think yesterday we had a good surge, and we went from like 1,700 up to like 21 or 2,200. I actually haven't even checked
You have right now. I haven't refreshed. It's $2,296.
Oh, yeah. We must have got some. I went on a show last night that I didn't have that great of expectations, which was the mysterious Mr. E, which I definitely want to put you in touch with Drew, because he's a comic book creator, and I think he would really like to see what you're doing, and you should go on his show. But his audience, for the size of the audience, you know, what's that, Alex? Oh, sorry, my friend. I'll keep talking. Hopefully you can hear me. But yeah, he does a book called Captain Love, and I went on his show, and you know, there was only about a dozen people in the chat, but I have to say, you know, given the number of people that were in the chat, we got like 4 or 5 backers just from that amount of audience, which is kind of unusual, because sometimes you can go on shows where there's like 30 people watching, and you don't get any backers, which is, you kind of wonder if you're spinning your wheels. But hopefully from this show, folks, please sign up. I'll put its link again to the sign up page. You can see the website scrolling across the bottom, but let me I'll put this in the chat too. I just need to copy and paste it here. So,
and I don't know what is there to think about in terms of backing X-FARCE. I mean, I went on the page, and I had already seen you on Open Mic Monday, and everyone loves you. There's just something about you. You're like Peter, a very peaceful individual. I don't know if it's the Chinese blood, because Peter is half Chinese.
right.
But there's something very, very peaceful about you guys. And I mean, X-FARCE looks beautiful. I mean, it's like a quality. It's like a quality comic book. I'm looking at it right now. Just the fact that you made the pages look aged is very, very legit. Very legit.
Thank you. I'll pull it up so we can just kind of give it a little love. Was there anything else you wanted to share on columns, Alex?
And anything I wanted to share?
Anything else that we haven't covered?
Well, let's see. We've watched the trailer. I've shown you the trading card, the pages. I told you about the comic book. You know, about Twitter and Instagram. I think we've covered pretty much everything.
Okay, great. Well, hopefully we get some extra people.
Maybe I'll add this. Let me see. Where is it? So I'll share the screen again for a second, and I'll show you this one. Critical Blast. I have no idea what's happening with this internet connection. I'll have to look into it. But I'm sorry about roboting and everything. So where is it? So this image right here, but without the lettering, this will be a second cover, because because people thought this was the cover. Before I had the cover, I was using this as the cover, sort of telling people this would be the cover, and it will also be an interior page. Why not? You know, it's a beautiful page, and it invokes that Sandman vibe that I so like to feel. I like the thing that, you know, Comes of Creation invokes. And I hear you have the black and white versions, if you like that. So as of right now, I'm thinking it's gonna be a very simple campaign, maybe 3 or 4 tiers. Pretty much just the comic book, PDF versions, and trading cards. But I have been pondering if I maybe should do, because I wanted to do one comic version with the whole team as a cover, full color and everything, and the other one I was gonna just do the same thing but just use this as the cover. But as the days go by, I'm pondering if perhaps I should just do a black and white version, or perhaps 3 versions, you know, because people seem to like the black and white as well. It does, you know, it does stand on its own.
Maybe make either a black and white edition or an ash can or something like that. I definitely see the black and white is stunning as well, and I think that that what you showed us with the fire character in the middle of space is awesome. Do the characters have genders, or are they kind of genderless? Or
Yeah, everyone is a male except for Water and Lightning, who have titties. Water and Lightning are female. Yeah, they are definitely female. There is no mistaking it. I guarantee you that.
is this is this all ages book, Alex, or is it more like 13 and older, or what? Is there anything in there
It's
that?
not. No, it's not all ages. I could take away, some little nudity here and there. That wouldn't be a problem. The thing is, I want to go to some interesting places with this comic book. Especially the second arc will might deal with more moral issues. Let's say the issue of right and wrong, and religion and politics, and what else? Stuff like that. What happens when mankind is faced with the existence of a superior species, let's say, not unlike themes that have been treated in the X-Men comic books before. But of course, this is a different story written by a different person with different characters. So whilst you might find familiar themes, this is going to be a fresh take, hopefully, on pretty much everything you've read before. And yeah.
That's great. Well, I'm excited, my friend. I think I signed up for you, so I'll definitely get
Yeah, thank you. I will back your project 100%.
Thank you. I will back yours, and I think everybody that's impressed with what they've seen, the product sells itself. There's not too many books out there that I say just off the bat is batting 1,000 just based on the artwork and the storyline. And this stands out. I mean, there's a lot of options if you go online to Indiegogo or Kickstarter, and there's plenty of books that I would back. But honestly, do you have a price point yet, Alejandro? Do you know what you might be charging?
Yeah. So I was thinking do a PDF, obviously. Maybe just $10 or something. Then I will do just a comic book, which will be perfect bound, soft cover, most likely about 44 pages, like I said. Probably $25 because that's the standard right now. And then I'll do maybe the second version. We'll see if I want to do a black and white version and how much that would be. I would assume that would be cheaper since it's lacking colors. And then I'm thinking of doing a tier with all versions plus a trading card, the trading card of Earth. I haven't posted that on my Instagram or Twitter yet, but Earth, I've done some polls, seems to be everyone's favorite trading card. In terms of design of the character as well, everyone loves that card. So I might do that. So yeah, $10, $25, $40, $60. The tiers will be very cheap. They will be affordable. I'm going for a high number of backers because I need 15K to make this happen. I am very unsure on whether or not I should make this a flexible or fixed goal. I've been told that it should be fixed because I can't make it happen without hitting the goal. But at the same time, I feel like the quality of the project warrants some confidence that I should make it flexible, and that eventually, hopefully in a reasonable amount of time, the campaign would hit the goal and possibly go over it. So I'm still unsure as to what to do, but like I said, I still have over 5 months to decide. So I'm going to talk with people such as yourself and hopefully Ethan, people who are better than me at virtually everything, and try to understand what I should do.
Sure. I think you're off to a good start, my friend, and just networking with people like me, and it just kind of And I'll probably be sending you some different people that would love to have you on your show. In fact, RJ, who's in our chat, he said when you do launch, bring Columns of Creation over to our live stream, and we'll push it. And let's also speak again. So RJ's on Twitter, and I think it's criticalblast.com as well, right, RJ? So you can just go there. RJ's been a great supporter of our project, and he's a good guy. Thanks, RJ, for joining us today. Let's see what else I can ask you, Alejandro. Actually, you mentioned Sandman being a huge influence on you. I don't know if you know this, but before Sandman was launched, both Sam Keith and Mike Drigenberg worked with me at Eclipse.
Wow! No, I did not know.
Sam worked on the adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters book in the 80s. It was his first job, and then Drigenberg, who it was like a tag team. Keith and Drigenberg worked on the Sandman issues.
Yes.
Yeah, and then that right after they got done working with me, Neil and DC must have seen their work, and they got hired to work with him, and then the rest is kind of history. But I have an interesting tie to those guys, and very talented. Sam and Mike are some of the best known people that I've ever worked with. And Mike, he was like a prodigy when he was like 19 years old. He was drawing like Bernie Wrightson. It was incredible. Wow. But hey, I
that's amazing.
Best with your campaign. Everybody, please go out and sign up. And you actually had on your website, it said action figures. Are you thinking of doing some potential action figure?
I'm thinking, but this is for the future. Like I said, we need people to rally around us to make something like that happen due to shipping costs, right? Because it's a three-dimensional shape. It's not really the production cost, because what I'm thinking of doing, and if anybody's listening and you haven't thought about this, please go ahead and copy the idea. I'm just going to 3D print these suckers. So basically, I just found a guy on Fiverr, a really talented guy, a kid, and he created a rendering 3D sculpture of fire, and he sent me the file. And whenever I'm ready, I can commission him to do everyone else. And all I need to do is buy a 3D printer, a cheap 3D printer. I can find a cheap one. That one cost me maybe $100. And I can 3D print the characters myself and then send them to the backers. But again, this is for the future. And of course, it would be maybe a more expensive tier, maybe like, I don't know, $100 tier. Maybe I can do a big tier like $300. You get all the characters 3D printed. It's just an idea for the future.
That's pretty cool. So, Alex, will you be printing your book in England, or will you be having it printed over here?
I've been suggested to use Mixam in the United Kingdom. So I've already sent them the 6 pages. I ordered a sample of the comic, and of course it's just gonna have like 8 pages. But it's just for me to have like a physical thing with the cover and pages and feel it, trying to understand how the whole thing works. So that's what I'm gonna do.
So RJ's the man with the answers. He says, Alex, I can also help you with that.
I would love that. Thank you.
RJ's a man of many talents. So when you do the 3D printing, Alex, does it only come out in one color, and then you would just send them like a single? It would be like a.
Well, it can be. You can print in many. As I understand, I've never done it, but as I understand, you can print in many materials, and so you could print in a material that is paintable, and then you just advertise it like that. It'll be monocolored statue, maybe white, whatever, and then the backers can paint it themselves, or they can leave it as is. It's entirely up to them.
That's awesome. That's a great idea. I would have loved to do that with the hamsters. You know, my dream was always to have.
Yeah, but you can totally do it.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. I just
do you own the IP?
You know, unfortunately, I sold the IP to Dynamite, so they've
Oh,
owned
right.
they've owned the characters since around 2007, and but that's okay. I mean, you know, I would like. I think initially, if I get back involved with the hamsters again, I'd like to do like a mini series with Dynamite. There was supposed to actually have been a Cyber Frog hamsters book, but it kind of got you know, there's some political things that happened, and unfortunately, the project.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah, I kind of got sidelined. I was going to ask you. You know, you seem to like have this kind of moral. You know, you told me that Columns of Creation has this message of hope, and you want to send love. You know, particularly to the United States. What's your like spiritual or faith background? Did you grow up like a certain you know, Catholic, or are you more of a you know?
Yeah. So, well, I was raised Catholic. I actually served the church, like, you know, I don't know what you call it in English. You know, I was a kid wearing the white thingy, helping the priest. I did that for a few years. But as I grew up, I realized that I wasn't really ever faithful, in, you know, religiously speaking. I was just sort of doing what felt like the best thing to do at that time, because we had just moved to a town. I was 7 years old. I got depressed. I know it's really weird to hear that, but you can be depressed at 7. I guess I sort of like, I wanted to be in a safe place, you know, where I felt like people wouldn't attack me, because I was 7 and I had all these new classmates and they didn't like me, and maybe I didn't like them. I don't really remember too much of how I felt back then, but I do remember that, you know, going to church every Sunday and more to help out with those things was made me feel good. But I don't think it was faith, to be honest with you. So to this day, I am not a religious person. I do believe. I don't know what I believe, but
Okay.
I do respect. I respect religions a lot. I didn't before. Like I said, I used to be the worst kind of liberal, but now hopefully I gained a little wisdom and perspective, and I have great respect for religious people, and I am very sorry of how all of that is being stomped on by, you know, you know who.
Right.
It's really quite sad. The
Yeah.
whole thing is sad.
Yeah. That's a good perspective, man. That's a part of the way I think that brings me calm is my faith. And, you know, we're in a tumultuous time. A lot of people that are even, you know, somewhat religious might even say this kind of feels like end of the world times. Just, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like over in the UK, but here in California, you know, you pretty much, it's pretty mandatory to have to wear a mask everywhere. And, you know, to gather as a church has been very difficult for people. And it just, to me, it's just ironic that, yeah, let's go ahead and let liquor stores and strip clubs and marijuana dispensaries be open, but you can't gather, you know, with your friends that are of a faith to. So it's just, to me, it's all wonky, you know, there's no real rhyme or reason to it. And, you know, we could talk about that till we're blue in the face, but it's frustrating. And I know a lot of people that are probably out there watching feel like they're going to explode because it's just, but, you know, we're here to bring levity and have fun. And that's why we do comics. So it's kind of like our version of therapy to not just create comics, but to give them to people out of love. So, you know, I don't want.
And oh, sorry, and also, um, I wanted to mention one time. I've mentioned this on a stream before. One time, I was trying to advertise this comic to a guy on Instagram, and the guy said, uh, "I don't feel like I want, this is not the kind of thing for me because." Well, the guy was Muslim, but I guess it could apply to any religion. He said, because the comic is about an alternative story of creation, right? It's not God. God is not in the picture. It's the elements of nature who have created all of the things. They are the creators of everything in the universe. And he wasn't comfortable with that, because he also said, his father. And so I respected that. But if, because obviously the CG community, Indiegogo community, highly likely, many of them are religious people. You can totally read this comic book and not think that it's real life. It's okay. You can read this comic and remember that it's just fiction, and that it doesn't affect your faith. And that if it does affect your faith, maybe your faith is not as strong as you thought it was. And maybe it's time to do some soul searching. But it's just a story. It's really just a story um, about family and familiar bonds and friendship and the power of love. How love conquers all in the end. It's a hopeful story.
I can tell. That's great. That's what we need, my friend. Well, that's so awesome. Thank you, Alex, for joining us. I think I'm going to try to wrap up. Maybe I'll go over a little bit of X-FARCE. Did you want to stick around, or would you like to?
Unfortunately, I need to go. But I would love to do this more often. I really enjoy talking to you. And if you would like to talk about other things other than comics, I would be down for that too.
Sure. That sounds great. I think it would be fun to get some kind of ongoing show where UK creators and United States people are kind of having kind of a round table type of discussion, because that
I like that.
That to me is fascinating, because you guys have a different perspective. But one thing I did want to ask you before you go, Alex, in England, do you guys call English muffins, or do you just call them muffins?
We just call them muffins. You mean what do you mean, the sweet ones, or do you mean like the buns?
They're more like buns, like on a breakfast sandwich, like a McDonald's
buns.
McMuffin.
Yeah.
So
no, we call those. I guess they call it muffin, or maybe breakfast muffin, but not English muffin. No.
We call them muffins over here. So I just thought I would throw that at you. And if I ever have a French person on here, I'll say, do you call them French fries or just fries?
Probably French fries.
All right. Well, Alex, I know you got to pop out, but it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing Columns of Creation. It's going to be a big hit. I have that feeling in my gut that as you get more and more pages done, and I mean, the campaign looks great already. So go out and support Alex, and I hope we can do this again. And I wish you the best, my friend.
And to you too, my friend. Thank you so much for having me on, and thank you to the chat for being there.
Thank you, chat. Appreciate it. I'm just going to go over. Ray says crumpets. I don't know what a crumpet is. Is that right?
Crumpets are like they're like mini pancakes. They're very thick, small, and they have a lot of holes in them. So that's what they're called. Yeah.
And
crumpets.
Do you fill them with things, or do you just eat them plain?
I think people here, they like to put like jam on it or like butter. The few times I've had them, I like to put Nutella on top of them.
Okay. Are they served cold or warm, or either way?
You can have them either way, but they're better if you have them warm, definitely.
Okay. Nice. We'll have to talk food and cultural things.
That's right. That'll be interesting.
People have questions, I'm sure, about that. So Alex, again, thank you so much, my friend. Do you want to
Thank you.
go ahead and let yourself out, and I'll
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. Thank you so much, Don, and thank you, everyone.
You're welcome. Thanks,
All right.
Alex. Take care.
Speak to you soon. Bye. Take care. Bye.
Yeah, so that's Alex. What a guy. Neat dude. That's so cool to just chat with somebody across the pond, I guess is what they say. We still have about a dozen people in here, and I did promise at the top of the hour that we were going to have a drawing for Wild Steer. So get your bidding hats on, and I'm going to, in just a few minutes, I'm going to have a countdown for this beautiful Delphin Barrel original sketch. It'll start at $10. I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then I'm just going to maybe close up with a little bit of X-FARCE news. So, okay, guys, if you're ready and you want to bid on this, I'm going to go ahead and put in your bid amount in the chat. And like I said, if you're a backer and you want to have this shipped with your comics, we can do that, and you will save on shipping, but you won't get it until we ship the book, which is probably looking more like in March. So here's Wild Steer, guys. Original piece signed by Delphin. I was going to show you guys kind of what it's based on. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, here we go. It's based on this character from Image Comics called Wild Star. And RJ actually covers a little bit of a trademark dispute that Wild Star creators had with another comic book called Wild Steers. I'm sorry, not my book is called Wild Steer. The other book I think was called Wild Stars by Michael Turney. And RJ, that was a good article. I started to read that today. Let me see if I can find, just so you guys can have a little bit more time to think about what you want to bid on this. Go ahead and put your bids in the chat if you want to bid on this, and we'll get back to that. But RJ sent me this pretty interesting article on Wild Steer, Wild Star. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to copy and paste real quick this article. It's loading. Yeah, here we go. So let me go back out to the stream. Thanks, Aria, for your comment. Yeah, in the chat, if you want to read RJ's article about the kind of the dispute a couple creators had between Wild Star and Wild Stars, it's on Critical Blast. So anyways, if someone doesn't want to bid, that's okay, because we'll just save this sketch for another time. But I'm going to go ahead and count down. So if you did want to bid, do it now. Like I said, $10 is the opening bid. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. As far as I know, no bidders today. That's okay. We will save it for another day. Let me show you guys what's going on with X-FARCE. We had a good day yesterday. I think we had like 4 or 5 new backers on it, and I haven't refreshed it in a while today. So let me show you the campaign. Yeah, we were like at I think we were like at 18 or 1900 yesterday, and now we're at almost 2300. So I think we gained like 4 or 5 backers yesterday, which I really appreciate it. This is kind of the time in most campaigns when you're in the middle of a campaign where things start to lull. We're like in our 11th or 12th day. We have, according to Indiegogo, we have 20 days left. So yeah, if you go to xfarce.com, you can basically look at our campaign and where we're at. And if you've already backed it and you just want to get the word out, all you have to do is come over here to where it has a Facebook link, Twitter, and just click on that. If you have Facebook or Twitter, it'll post a link to our X-FARCE campaign, and you can share it with your friends if you like. And if you just want to send people a link to the campaign, you can click on this little link icon and it'll copy and paste the link. So anyways, I'm still running a sale for my dad. My dad, Ben, would have been 99 on Monday. So in one of my campaigns, I said, because of my dad's birthday, I'm going to reduce all the original artwork by $99. And I'm going to make the X-FARCE Colossal Lunchbox tier on sale from $200 down to $149. So originally I was just going to do that for a day, but I thought because I'm going to be on a few different shows this week that I would mention that. In fact, I think I'm going to be on Billy Tucci's show tonight, which is called Pop XP. And there's a little show where you get to have 5 or 10 minutes to pitch your project. So I think I'm scheduled to be on that tonight. I'll post that in social media if you guys want to catch my appearance on there. But yeah, so there's a sale still going on. It'll probably go until, Friday. So if you want to kind of take advantage of some savings, this is the cesspool artwork that Rob Willis is working on. This is just a partial glimpse at his cover that he's doing for us. I love this. I mean, just his detail is phenomenal. And yeah, just some different links. If you guys go to our updates page, you can click on links that show different streams that I've been on. I've been on a couple podcasts. One was called On the Brofisticate. So if you just click on that, you can listen to a podcast I did with a guy named Spun. And then I did one that was just posted today called the Haunted Log Podcast. And I think you can go to Apple or Spotify and look up Haunted Log, and you can probably see that podcast there. This was the show I was on last night, which was Mr. E's channel. And I had a really good time talking with them. And then here's my little pitch for Columns of Creation, which you guys got to participate in. So I appreciate that. And there's Wild Steer again. So that's pretty much the update, guys. Just, there's a sale. And if you want to take advantage of getting some original artwork, I would say now would be the time to do that. Or if you want to buy the Executive Lunchbox tier, we're going to be getting the mugs and the lunch boxes into production soon, and I'm hoping that before we end the campaign, I will have physical things to show you what they look like. Let me go ahead and just play our trailer. Actually, I don't need to play it here because I have it on my StreamYard remote control. Yeah, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining. I'm gonna basically get started with my day and my other job. I say that I'm a realtor by day and a comic book creator by night, but today I was a comic book creator in the morning. Now I'm a realtor in the morning as well. But if you guys have anything else you want to comment on, just let us know. Thank you, Ray, for moderating our chat today, for posting helpful links. If you want to go to X-FARCE, just go to xfarce.com. That's our easy link to go to. So I'm going to go ahead and play our trailer for X-FARCE, and hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for joining me. And so until next time, what do English people say? Toodaloo? I'll just say it's toodaloo. All right. Thanks, guys.
My name is Professor Baldy, and I run a school for juvenile delinquents. But not just any delinquents. Mine are specially gifted. You might even call them mutants. Trust a few reformed ex-cons. Tangerine.
Am I the apple of your eye, Bubba?
Jeannie Gray. Beastie Boys. Everybody dance now. Snow Cone.
Is it hot in here, or is it just me?
And their friends from X-FARCE. Cable TV.
Eat remote control, frog face.
Garfarel. Meow. Dominoes.
This book has just the right amount of cheese.
And introducing the Newt Mutants. Beware the rest. Magneto. Mistress Piggy. And not at all breaking the fourth wall. Cesspool. Now, Parody Press Comics is back with X-FARCE Reloaded #1. Don't miss this extraordinary comics extravaganza with 7 full color stories of marvelous mutant mayhem. Back this book today for awesome variant covers and original artwork tiers. 48 pages of action and hilarious hijinks by some of comics' funniest talents. Parody Press, making the world laugh again. Only on Indiegogo.